Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. I guess we're live. I have to apologize. My energy is not going to be very good. I'm super pissed off. There's microwaves going off, and I'm doing everything I can to not nuclearize somebody.
Okay.
Yeah. Not a pimple on my fucking face. Fucking shit. All right. What do we got? Angry class today. Angry.
So, what do you say about how the King's protest went?
In the U.S., I know that it went in other places in the world also. I think it went very well. I don't believe the numbers. They're saying 7 million. I think it's more than that. And I'll give a perfect example. I don't know how they're tallying their numbers other than when you go on an app and you say you want to attend a rally, they ask your name, your information, and all of that. You put it in, and then they give you information. So out of the group of us, I don't know, there was like 7 of us or 9 of us or whatever it is. Only one person filled that information out. So 8 out of 9 people didn't do it, okay? So that's huge, okay? So how did they tally that number? How did they come to that determination, okay? I think it was probably more like 12 to 14 million. I think is what is more realistic. And usually those numbers don't come out until like way later when they can start to figure out other ways to kind of tally it up and stuff. But that's my opinion. So if it's just 7 million, we didn't reach the 3.5. We got another 5 million to go in order to be at the level that I would have wanted. Having said that, I think we reached it, but unless the numbers can back it up and we have a way to prove that, I don't know how it's going to play out. But I do think it was very good. You know, I did go. All of us went here. And so I'm very happy that we did that. And it was a very good experience. It was nothing negative. There was no real police in sight. There was no ICE. There was no MAGA. There was nothing. And where we did see 1 or 2 protesters, literally, it was like just one person out of us being like a couple thousand. Okay. So, and the support we got on the road was a lot of honking horns, support and everything. And everybody was waving. We stood all along the road for them to drive past. And I would say it was a pretty positive experience. I actually now would consider going to other protests because I kind of am over the idea of what is it going to be like, you know, what it's going to be a horrible experience, you know, their tear gas, whatever. So from what I walk away from it is that if you're going to go to an ICE protest and you're going to go right up to where they are, yeah, okay. If you're doing a peaceful march, there's not really going to be high drama. You know what I'm saying? There's just not, you're just really out there representing. You might deal with some people talking shit across the street, okay, as they do. But if you don't make a stand, listen, the reason why I went is because I can't just talk the talk and not do nothing, okay? I have to represent to you guys so you respect me, and I have to respect myself at the end of the day, okay? And there are people who would not want me to go, and there are people who would want me to go. And I'm one of the people who have to say I have to do what I believe in. If I lived in a household and it was mixed whatever, it could cause a lot of tension in the house. They don't need to know where I am or what I'm doing, okay? But I have to support my values. And this is what I would say. If someone's going to say you're a spiritual warrior, what, is that from an armchair? Does that mean when it really comes push to shove that you just lay low and safe? Does that mean that you just pick and choose where you want to be tough, you know, from your couch versus when you really have to go out and you have to make a stand, okay? And that's really what it comes down to is what is your true nature? Well, Eric Pepin's true nature is he follows through and does what he says he's going to do, okay? And I think that should be important to you. I think that you guys should be proud of the fact that I'm willing to go do those things and not just talk about it or tell other people to do it, okay? I also think that there are a lot of people scared. There are a lot of people who are concerned and afraid, and they don't want to be noticed or stand out or isolated. And I went because not that I don't have fear, I suppose I do. I'm not fearless, okay? But if you don't conquer your own fear and do what you have to do, then what comes of everybody? This always reminds me of, like in Germany, the reason Hitler came to power was because everybody was afraid. If people just would have said, fuck it, I have to make a stand, and they all collectively did that together, Hitler would have fell. Okay. But because they didn't, they stayed silent and they just thought, well, I'm just going to lay low until it passes. That was what fed the ability, because there was nothing stopping them. They control by fear. So they make you afraid because they are afraid of you. So they have to make you scared so that you will not act, so that you will not stand up, so you will not show others, I'm standing up. Don't be afraid. Stand with me, because I'm not going to let you stand alone. So when people start standing up, okay, that's what they're afraid of. They're afraid that this is going to catch on, that this is going to make traction. And I'm telling you, our numbers are like triple what theirs is. But they're afraid. So if nobody says anything, nothing will come. But if some of us are brave enough to step forward, others may find their bravery and their strength to stand up also. And that is a domino effect. That makes other people stand up also. This is why we wave when people drive by in their horns. And the people in the horns honking the horn, they're the ones who are afraid. They're afraid, but they're in their car, so they feel safe. But they want to be like, yeah, I support you, but I'm too fucking scared to do it myself, okay? And they're seeing us stand out there, fuck this shit, okay? So if you don't make a stand, then for sure you're going to be road meat. For sure. You're going to be eaten by them sooner or later. So this is why I did what I did, and I will probably continue to do so, because I have to make a stand. I refuse to 10 years from now hide my face in shame when I'm asked, what did you do? Did you protest? Did you do anything? Did you speak up to your friends and family and tell them whatever? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I encouraged it. Yes, I stood up. Okay. I want to be proud of that. I don't want them to say, oh, you kind of just hid, huh? Well, everybody else won the battle because they put their shit at risk, and then you were like part of the winning team. Oh yeah, we won, but you did nothing to contribute. You took no risk. So that's how I feel. So do I think there's going to need to be more protests? Absolutely. Okay. Do I think that we have a big problem in the United States? I absolutely do. And I think that if we do not speak up, if everybody just gets quiet and they don't want to stand out and they don't want to bring no heat to them, then that's exactly what they want. But if you can show a certain number of people who march, if you can get to 3.5 historically over and over and over and over again, the regime or the fascist attempt to take over collapses. It's math. I taught you mathematics, Fibonacci circle, the whatever sequence for city size, all this stuff. You have to get to 3.5, and we're that close. 5 million is not much, okay? In the scheme of population, it's very small. So the idea is you got to keep encouraging people. What I'm trying to do now is to encourage those who didn't go out, to say fuck it and go out. Stay behind the crowds. Leave your cell phone at home if you're worried about being tracked. This is the thing. There's not a means to track you. They want you to this is okay, let me try to explain something. When I lived in California, every time my mother would call up, she'd be like, oh my God, are you okay? And I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, oh my God, the fires are so huge in California. They're so massive. You should get out of where you are. I'm like, what fire? Where? What are you talking about? She's like, there's a fire. I said, where? And I have to look at it. I said, Mom, that's like 5-hour drive for me to get to. Okay. I mean, that's like on the other side of the fucking California is like 9 states in size. Okay. When you see crime on TV, the reason why they show you that, they always negate to say where the crime is until the very end, because you're worried it's happening where you are. We associate everything with us and where we are for our survival, but that's mind control. Do you understand? So they want you to think, oh, we're going to find you. We know who you are. We're going to isolate you. We're going to come knocking on your door in the middle of the night. Okay. you're more likely to have 3 bolts of lightning hit you in the fucking nose and spell its fucking initials on it, okay? The numbers don't, when you get fucking 7 million fucking people, are you kidding me? They're gonna be able to, they can't isolate, they're overwhelmed mentally. Computer technology is overwhelmed too. There's not a way. And for them to get around to fuck with you, little old you from your fucking little house in fucking Timbuktu, okay? They got bigger fish to fucking fry. Okay? For them to get around to getting to you, it's gonna be like 35 years before you get through the vetting system down to your fucking millions to get to go knock on your door because they seen you somewhere. Go ahead, Dar.
Was there, I don't know what you're referring to, was there threats that they were actually going to come track down the people who protested and arrest them or something?
I think that's what people think, and that's why they're afraid. They're afraid because I'm going to stand out. They're going to know who I am. There's no way. You look like a fucking goddamn can of tomato paste on a fucking whole aisle of tomato paste cans. Really? To think that is just almost vain and stupid in a way. Do you get what I'm saying? You're gonna blend in. You're just a fucking face of millions. Even if a gang of MAGA people were to look at you, in 10 minutes you're gonna see 10,000 other fucking people to argue with, and they've already forgotten you. Do like we did. Wear big fucking glasses, you know? The human brain can't fucking remember shit, especially when it's overwhelmed with so many people. It can't. You know? All right, I'm done. I told you it's going to be an angry one today. I told you I was mad. I need more fucking gum to chop. No gum. So, I think it went well, but I wanted bigger numbers. I wanted numbers to be massive, and they kind of were, but I think they're skewed. Last time they said we were only like 3 or 4. It turned out we were way past fucking 5. And this time, I think it's the same thing. I think we're probably closer to 14, but we will never know for sure until we find a better way to count it. But more people just need to come out. If there's a next time, you got to come out, or there may not be a next time after that.
What do you mean with that you don't know if there's going to be a next time after that?
Because I think that they're going to start suppressing everything. We won't be able to protest. They're going to say it's illegal to protest. They're going to say that you can't gather more than like 500 people in a location. They're going to say that they're going to deny our permits to be able to march down the roads. It's all controlled. This is all Nazi America. I've been telling you guys this forever, and it's happening. I told you this is going to happen. I'm telling you what's going to still happen. If you don't march, you will be under a regime. Go look at Russian life, okay? Look at how they have to eat in the food on their fucking trays in the grocery store. 3 loaves of bread to fucking feed people. 1 loaf of bread, $29. Can of soup, $18. That's what's coming. You heard it from me. You can put your head in the sand and just pretend it ain't happening and just be like, I'm cozy and comfy where I am. It comes to you. You don't have to go to it. It will come for you. It'll affect you in your little corner of the fucking wherever you are. They need the people poor. They need them dumb. And they need them to not have resources so they can be controlled more easily. You'll do an awful lot that means feeding your family, and you'll shut up and put up. And that's what they're doing. What's happening right now is about diminishing resources. You're going to see it economically with jobs start even getting worse. It's going to be harder to get jobs. This is all being done not by chance. It's being done. It's architected. It's being done on purpose.
Oh, that's scary.
Well, you guys should have been scared a long time ago. And you guys, all you have to do is just fucking get off your asses and go march. That's all you had to do. And because you didn't, you get what you get now. I don't feel sorry for anybody. If you marched, then fine. I feel sorry for you. You didn't fucking march. I don't feel sorry for you. You get what you get now. You know, you chose the safe route, the comfortable route, the cozy route.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
wa-
I was
no,
marching. I was marching, but it was, yeah, the result of the elections were really bad, and now the extreme right wing party is the strongest in the numbers. It's 24 or 26, and the traditional conservative is 24, which is the
well,
chancellor's party.
I don't like telling you guys positive shit because it makes you weak and lazy. Okay, I'd rather leave a coal of fucking fire under your ass and let you hop around. Okay, instead of me showing you where the glass of water is. Okay, to put it out. Because that's how most of these people are. They're complacent. You're like, oh, but Eric said this, so he says it'll work out, so I don't have to. It doesn't work if you don't contribute either. It only works if people fucking contribute. Okay, look, this regime will rise to power, and all regimes they end badly. Okay, they will eat them. They will eat each other alive. They're going to turn on one another. It's just not if, it's just a matter of time, and it will collapse. And then people are going to say, why did I ever get behind these fucking people? And then they're all going to pretend that they didn't. They didn't. I didn't have nothing to do with that. Oh, the fuck you did. Look at you. You're all over the fucking place. Watch. So. Told you it was going to be mean. I'm mean, Eric. I'm mean today. I'm mean. Not being honest. Wow. It's just very quiet now.
How do you see the political movements and energies which are in movement at the moment in the way they are in the like more wider range of energies, of cosmic energies, of how do you see the correlations?
Well, I think that I don't know if you mean like globally or if you mean what.
Yeah, even broader than the earth, just like what's happening.
Let's ask, what is the core of the problem that led to this problem? That's what we should be looking at, because it's global, okay? And what it is that people opened up their fucking land to foreigners in mass quantity, and there was an epic level of culture shock from one culture merging with another culture. And like brackish water, they don't necessarily mix well, okay? So it's like Merkel opening up the doors and letting in tens of thousands of fucking Turks or whatever in. Bad fucking idea. Big mistake. Humanitarian, try to do the right thing, but sometimes when you try to do the right thing, you're doing the wrong thing, okay? And it affected the culture, and that's why you guys have the problem you have today, okay? Too big of a heart, too sweet, too kind. Oh, we got plenty of room. We're going to put you up. We're going to put you on the system, okay? And then they get, you feel that they're disrespectful to you. They're taking over your culture. Well, you didn't say anything then. Shut the fuck up, okay? Should have said something. So now you see a revolt. That revolt is exactly because of this situation. In America, we've got so many fucking Mexicans and foreigners in here, okay? It gives the fascist regime the perfect excuse to take over. You want to hear fucking Mexican music blaring everywhere? It's not fucking Mexico. I want to fucking hear American music. I want to hear my language. I don't want to read fucking signs in bilingual, okay? So this is what fed the movement for this kind of negativity. And I can't argue with it. I just can't argue with it. I get the fucking point. So we should have made our border stronger. We should have been more careful about who we let in. We should have fucking made it trickle. Said, fucking solve your problem back in your own fucking country. Work it the fuck out. Have your own civil war if there's a problem there, okay? We can't help everybody. We got to fucking make sure that we don't get overwhelmed, and we have a cultural difference, okay? And we don't want to overwhelm it with a whole nother culture. That's so much of it that it overwhelms ours. So this is exploited now. And that exploitation is what kind of led to all of this, okay? And so that's where the boat we're in. And now it lets him be the person that he's being, at least Trump. and these other ones, and they're all abusing the system because at the end of the day, people can't see all the other details. All they can see is about what they fucking want. We want these people out of our country. They're not thinking about, and they're making billions of dollars off the money. They're changing all the laws to control us. They're like getting rid of all the fucking Democrats, blah, blah, blah. So that, blah, blah, blah. But you know what? And their argument is, look what they did. They let everybody take over our own country. And now they're going, wah, wah, wah. I get both sides. I get it.
Yeah. That's what I thought. In the first minute when Merkel said this, I knew this will lead to fascism. It's just logic. It's mathematics. It's crazy. It's crazy and it's so sad.
As it is here, and that's what's leading to it now. And it's from being too sweet, too passive, too fucking nice, okay? And you gotta kind of be tough, but you gotta set rules. And now we're in this fucking situation that's a nightmare. And it's kind of one that we let happen. That's how I feel. Well, Dara, try to look more chipper, huh? I did say it all implode. It's just a matter of time. So, now we've got basically a fucking dictator in power, and they're fucking just the worst of the worst. Okay, I don't know what you guys got stuck with, Boris, but ours is a fucking goddamn diaper wearing fucking tantrum fucking making toddler. Okay, it's shaming and embarrassing. Okay, whose ass is fucking owned by other countries for obvious reasons. Okay, it couldn't be a worst case scenario. We're still waiting for somebody to fucking do something miraculous, whether it be the military, something. I'm still fucking waiting for something to happen. Like, how long can everybody just fucking keep this going on? They've got to know on their side, but you know what? They're like, yeah, we're gonna let it slide because we just want to get rid of all the fucking foreigners. So we're willing to not look at anything else. Epstein, yeah, we won't look at it. This and that, we won't look at it. The Russian whole thing, no, we won't look at it. Just get rid of what we want. They're selling their soul to go through what? The Christians are getting there. We get more Christianism. Fine, we'll sell our soul to get more Christian fucking values in. It's Christian fucking values with what is happening. How do you fucking live with yourself? Talk about sleeping with the devil and then saying they're fucking the devil.
And what do you think when Trump had this reunion with all this military people? I mean, that was also, I mean, soldiers, I mean, you often hear that soldiers, they have a certain attitude for themselves. They say, I don't take any kind of command. So where's the resistance of them? I'm sure not all of them I mean, a lot of them will not be happy, I think.
Boris, I can't answer that question on such a public format. That's just you asking me to be stupid now, okay? I mean, you obviously know that even now I have to be a little careful, okay? Because I can't be, this, first of all, this class isn't supposed to be on politics right now. That's what fucking, our other main class is for, okay? That's where I get to talk real shit, okay? I understand you guys got questions. You may not be part of Sentinel or whatever. I get it. But not everybody out there is going to want to hear this. They want to hear spiritual stuff. That's what they're here for. And you guys are making it about all this politics stuff because it's on your mind, and I get it. Go ahead, Dara.
Well, on another note, I was thinking, I was just wondering, if we're in a memory, right? This is completely different, switching to spiritual. If we're in a memory, can we, what are we gaining from that? Can we change things, get new data from working within that memory? Hypothetically speaking, of course.
Look, I'm going to be doing a big class soon. That's a heavy fucking conversation. And that's why I take 3 days to fucking cover that kind of shit. Okay?
Okay.
No way I'm going to be able to answer that on this platform, okay? Other than to give you very short answers. And yes, reality can be fucking bent. Reality can be affected. It's just really just understanding leverage, which gets me back to my whole fucking argument today with somebody else, okay? About something that's stupid, okay? Leverage. Anyway, so yes, you can. The fact that you understand all this gives you a significant power because you can now focus your concentration on understanding and observing in a weird way that which was not able to be observed. You're consciously able to understand something which is observing. You don't have to see it with your eyes. It's more of an awareness and understanding, okay? The fact that you contemplate it and you understand it is what allows you now to tinker with it or to alter it. And that's the most simplest way I can give you that answer. Yeah, it's a good answer, I know. Yeah. How much time we got? Am I done yet, Natalie? They're being rough with me. They're not playing nice.
15 more minutes.
Oh, a million years. All right. Go ahead, Dara.
I see a question on here. Somebody has asked, can you please explain want for nothing in a simple version as we are wanting for something as we manifest? So how do you want for nothing when you're manifesting in a simple way? Can you explain it?
I like to look at maybe, in a sense, children in a way, because it's something that most of us can relate to if you've been around kids and had to care for them or do something for them or whatever. And sometimes kids are sure they want something, and in all your wisdom that it's probably a really bad idea. Okay, they for instance, they want bigger portions of food that they can't eat, and they're going to argue with you why they should have that food. They're just going to argue with you till there's no end. Okay, or they want something and you're saying to them, well, we can go to the amusement park tomorrow, or I can buy you this $5 game you want, choose. And they're going to want the $5 game. They don't want to, they cannot reason beyond what their sensibility is. Okay. So wanting for nothing is to say that the universe knows what you need to get you furthest along. And when you determine what you think it is you need, and that's what you're fixated on having, okay, 9 times out of 10, you end up realizing it's not what you really wanted. Okay? It's kind of like you meeting some guy or some girl, and you really like them, you think they're great, and you bring them home to mom, and mom's never fucking wrong, or dad's never wrong, whatever, and they're like, yeah, I met him, we had dinner and everything. I don't think necessarily it's going to be the best choice for you. That's a nice way to say that. Well, I can't believe you said that to me. You're just being whatever. And then you go and make it. And 5 years later, you're like, divorce. I should have listened to you. All right, we want what we want. All right, that's a very terrible way of explaining all that, but I think you get my point. Wanting for nothing is to say that you want to let the universe move the ebbs and flows for you. In your heart, what do you want? You want good things. You want to be safe. You want to be comfortable. You want to be loved. Okay. So why can't you trust the universe to set that up for you and do all the heavy thinking, just like you would do for your child? Should your child trust your age and your wisdom being far beyond theirs? Should they trust your vision and your good intentions? Or do you just have malicious intentions, which is what they think you have, okay? Like, you just want to make me fucking miserable, okay? Depending on how old your kids are. But anyway, do you understand what I'm saying? We're all kids. We should be able to relate to that. So it's just like falling backwards, hoping to be caught, but in this case, by the universe. Wanting for nothing is basically saying I surrender what I think I want. Whatever I think I want is going to fix my problem. I know there's going to be a new problem eventually that fits in and around that one, and so on and so forth. I have to trust this higher power, in essence, to make decisions and calculations for me because they are far much more wiser than me, okay, and more capable of understanding things beyond what I can see or count, okay, up to, okay? And I just simply have to have one thing that I have to conquer, and that's my fear of not being able to control what I think I want. I have to control my sense of fear. I have to trust. in the universe. And the only thing that you're doing by saying, I'm going to trust you to do with what I want in my life, it's really a reflective question. It's not just a statement. It's basically saying that my question is, will you help me fix my fucking life in the best direction possible? Now, when you look at the conversations we had about optimists and pessimists, we know statistically optimists have longer marriages, healthier bodies, pretty much positive across the fucking board. And they're always saying what? Well, it was meant to be. It was meant to be. Well, if you trust the universe and sometimes you get something sour, sometimes when you lose, you really win. And we just can't think that far ahead. But your mother would know. Your mother would know. Say, you didn't want that little red chili pepper. I know you thought it was a pretty color, but it would have burnt the shit out of your mouth, okay? I wanted the pepper. Okay, but look at now. You're getting a whole bowl of chili, right? All right. So it's to say want for nothing, gain everything. What is everything? Everything means your life starts to correct itself. You're letting the universe, you're letting fucking AI run the government, okay, when we trust it. Okay? Instead of all these fucking idiots fucking doing all the idiot things they're doing because we can't trust any politician, maybe we can trust fucking AI. Maybe, knock on wood's my fucking wood, okay? But you're trusting the universe with it knowing in your heart what you want. It doesn't say, okay, we're moving you to this, the South Sahara, okay, because we think it's best for you. It knows you'd be miserable. Okay, so you have to trust it's like your mother saying, okay, we're sending you to Auntie Lucy's, who is a warmongering, blah, 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 racist, and we're going to send you there for the summer. You're like, what the fuck would you do that for, okay? Of course you're not going to do that. So you have to trust the universe to make good decisions for you, even though you think some of the stuff maybe happening is bad for you, okay? Because all of a sudden now a job falls through, okay? And then you're like, well, I thought, this was it. This was my salvation, whatever. And it all just went south and whatever. And I trusted the universe to let me get lined up with this great job. And then 3 days later or 7 days later of misery, you get a phone call and it's for twice the pay, twice the job. And it's your dream job you've been wanting for 20 fucking years. It had to give you the bad. It had to burn it off, okay, in order to make way for the good. And that's an optimist. An optimist says it had to happen for a reason. Let's see what's going to happen now. It must have been a good reason for this to fall through. Even though it seems bad, there must have been a reason why. Am I making sense? But it's hard because we're pessimists. Oh my God, I'm a pessimist. Go, oh, you kidding me? Oh my God. Oh my God. I am no optimist. But I try. Do I try? That's all I got.
Is there a way of like sensing, okay, I mean, okay, here, this is the good direction the universe shows me, even if it's hard, or it's the dark side that's kind of trying to.
Control freak. You, control freak. Dara, control freak. We're all control freaks. Let me ask you a question. You're driving in the car. Are you the kind of person that has an ear brake secretly? Do you put your foot down to stop before they put their foot down? Are you always looking to see something happening before, like you want to tell them? Maybe you do tell them. That's control, okay? When you want for nothing, you're surrendering control of your own life, your own destiny. And that's what makes it hard to do. And that's why it's ultimately the biggest thing to surrender. If you can surrender control over your life to the universe, truly, not just say you are, but truly, okay, then you win. Then the box opens. But it's hard to do. Go ahead, Dar.
Can you give us a simple exercise to practice something like that? Surrender, I know we have that. I've been doing that lately, and that's why I'm asking for something maybe a little different.
Surrender, huh? So a simple exercise. Dear God. I don't know if it's simple or not, but something I try to do once in a while is do something for somebody that I normally wouldn't have done or didn't recognize or didn't see. I'm always either giving a little money to somebody to help them, or I try to do an act of kindness occasionally. I try to do something that I have to stop and make a conscious effort, even though it's an inconvenience for me. I do give a lot of advice to people in my life when most people wouldn't give that time and energy to people. Okay, and I don't charge for it. I have to actively choose to do that through will. Okay, because otherwise, I'd rather be going fucking go on the internet, do my research, or be in my own bubble. I don't want to be fucking bothered by other people's trauma or problems. But it's hard to say like what is a simple thing of surrender. Surrendering is just really your time. That's the simplest thing to do. That's when you do something for somebody else instead of doing something for yourself. That's surrender. It's surrendering what you want to do something you don't want. That makes sense?
Yes, thank you.
All right. 5 minutes, 4 minutes. Anything else? Must be really cold there again today, Boris, huh? No.
Yeah, it's getting really cold. Yeah, it's absolutely.
Uh-huh.
Even if it has been today a particular warm October day, which makes me, of course, afraid in terms of thinking of the climate change. It was very dry and quite warm.
It's just going to get warmer. I hope you saved up your pennies and got yourself an air conditioner already. Because you're going to need one. That's my advice. Here's my good deed. I gave good advice. Seriously, if you don't have an air conditioner, you should be thinking about an air conditioner. I know not everybody has them over there, but you'll be glad you have one. And eventually everybody will want them, and you're not going to be able to get one when it gets really hot because everybody's going to buy them up. And they're going to be cheaper now because nobody's thinking about it. Next. Going once, going twice. I'm going to call it a wrap. I'm going to go back to being angry now. Terrorizing the household. All right. Talk to you guys all later. Bye-bye.